welcome to PMDD with C. I hope you're looking after yourself. We're back with another video. In this video, I wanted to bang on about two things. I wanted to show you how amazing this book is. It's called the PMDD Phenomenon. Can't say that word, I apologise. And it's by Dr. Diana Dell, and she specialises in treating PMDD and PMS. And honestly, this book opened my eyes to so many things. So if you haven't already got it, then do investigate this book. Highly recommend. I do apologise, it's been worn and used, and usually I do treat my books with respect, and I don't know what happened with this one. I think there was a coffee leak or something at the bottom of my bag, but you can see that it's very well used. And yeah, so the second thing I wanted to talk about is a paragraph that I read ages ago that's in this book, and it's about exercise, and it made me think about exercise in a different way, so I wanted to share it with you. And just a disclaimer, I'm not saying what I think worked for me will work for you. I'm just sharing my perspective on PMDD, and do let me know your thoughts in the comments about your journey. But yeah, I really wanted to share this with you because it did make me think. Let's read the paragraph. Outside of scientific studies, clinical observations reinforce how powerful the effects of exercise can be. First, PMDD is rarely seen in professional athletes. Second, athletes who break training often find themselves experiencing symptoms for the first time in their lives. For example, a marathon runner who breaks her ankle and is unable to train for several months may experience her first ever bout of premenstrual symptoms while she is inactive and recovering. How interesting is that? So when I first read that, I was like, oh, so maybe if I just do shitloads of exercise, I can help myself. And that's what I set out to do. The lockdown came, and actually that made it a lot easier to exercise because I was working from home. So I started jogging every day, lightly building it up, but occasionally I was running 5k. I did an 8k a couple of times and a 10k once, but I was consistent and I was jogging, and I just felt really good for it. And over the lockdown period of 2020 and part of 2021, I hardly had any symptoms, any of my extreme PMDD symptoms, compared to when I was working in the office pre-COVID, pre-lockdown, when I was going out every Friday, getting pissed, not doing much exercise apart from walking and occasionally yoga and maybe like 10 minutes of jogging. So I really did see a difference in myself. And then I got a bit cocky and I was like, oh, I don't have PMDD anymore. But recently I stopped jogging because of the hot weather in the summer. I'm not very good at jogging in the heat. And in my last cycle, as I just explained in the previous videos, I had my really bad PMDD symptoms again, and I'm linking it to the fact that I've stopped jogging. So yeah, that's just something to note. So if you feel like you don't do much exercise, perhaps that's a journey that you can explore, and let me know what happens. But obviously, I'm not saying this is a cure or anything. I'm just noticing the patterns of what's happened within me. It does say in this book, and I highly recommend you do read it, it's the aerobic type of exercise, things that really increase your heart rate at work. It says, although no one knows for sure how exercise exerts these effects, there are several theories. First, it's known that exercise is related to a rise in levels of endorphins in the blood. Although no actual link has been made between endorphin level and mood, it seems logical that increasing the amount of natural feel-good chemicals in your body might make you happier. And it says, some research believe that exercising is distracting, and a distracted mind doesn't fret or worry as much. This type of distraction might be enough to break a cycle of worry and depression temporarily, leading to a more positive mood. Third, it has been suggested that the positive feelings are a result of having tackled a completed and difficult task. And there's another study that found exercise increased the amount of phenylactic acid in the urine. Sorry, I can't say these words, which is an indicator of body levels of phenylethylamine. read the book. This is the same mood enhancing compound found in chocolate. And finally, the positive effects of exercise may be due to a more global effect of physical activity. Think of all that happens during exercise. Your heart rate increases, blood flow through your whole body increases, your muscles are working, metabolism increases, body temperature rises, endorphin levels rise, and so on. Psychologically, you feel in control and happy about doing something positive for yourself. And it just goes on, more about exercise, and it's just a very interesting thing to note. So I also want to signpost you to a post that I put in the PMDD support group when I was like, yeah, exercise is great, I'm not getting PMDD anymore. And this was in May. It's now August, so May, June, July, August. This is what I said in the group. Hey wonderful people, I wanted to share what I've noticed about myself over the past year. I'm not sure if what I say is scientifically backed up, but it's worth mentioning nonetheless. I once read this quote from the book The PMDD Phenomenon by Dr. Diana Dell, and I just repeated that quote that I just read out to you about the athletes not experiencing it. The quote encouraged me to take as much exercise as I possibly could over the past year, jogging 2 5Ks 3 times a week and yoga between jogging days, and I noticed I haven't suffered from my PMDD symptoms over the past year. I stopped exercising as much for the past 3 weeks, and yesterday I started to feel angry and sad. Oh, this was in May as well, so yeah, this happened in May. And a week before my period, my PMDD pattern is that I usually experience symptoms a week or 3 days before my period. And today I feel on edge too, and I can start to feel that the regular symptoms creep back in. You know that feeling. It's really hard to articulate that feeling, isn't it, to people who just don't know what it feels like. And then I said, I personally think lots and lots and lots of exercise has helped me, and I mean exercising almost every day in some way, shape or form, from long walks to 5Ks to yoga, spin classes, and obviously eating the best I can. And I said I thought I'd share this because I think, in capital letters, this has helped me, but you never know for sure with PMDD. I hope you're having a nice day. And I just wanted to read you the replies. So someone says, I find exercise helps me too. Karen says, wow, that's great. I walk a lot, but maybe not enough. And I think it's, the aerobic exercise that really gets your heart pumping and you get sweaty as well. I think that's the exercise that helps. Another lady has said, it's great that you've found something that helps you. I want to add a little caution though, before anyone goes putting themselves through forced amounts of exercise. And I'm definitely not pooping on what's helped you. So this person says, they're a little dubious about the claim of athletes not being affected by PMDD. I guess I would have to see the stats on it. Is it a correlation or causation? Like 1 in 20 of us have PMDD. How many of us are athletes? Not to mention the abundance of discussion about periods and its effect on performance, and how some athletes lose their periods altogether. I'm not saying exercise can't help. Exercise is obviously wonderful for mental health. Do it, go for it. But I also advocate for solutions to PMDD that don't rely solely on our willpower. And I completely think that's a valid argument. I completely agree. More research needs to be done. And yeah, it's not about willpower with PMDD. You can't willpower yourself out of it. But when you're not in those PMDD days and you're not suffering like we really do, it is good to eat ridiculously healthy. And do shitloads of exercise, and then see what happens in your next cycle, the cycle ahead, when you have that energy to do that. It would work for me, as I A, would be out of the house all the time, so less annoyed by the other half, and B, too knackered to kick off. So yeah, that could work. And then they said, glad you found something that works for you. I walk daily and it's done wonders for my moods. We've got another comment here that says, I've always exercised a lot. My mum was a PE teacher. She enrolled us in everything. But when I had knee surgery 8 years ago and couldn't exercise at all, my PMDD symptoms exploded. It taught me that I unknowingly manage my PMDD relatively well with exercise, predominantly walking in nature, running, yoga and Pilates. So this person manages their PMDD through exercise as well. We've got another lady here. I exercise every day except Friday and Sunday, but her PMDD is still here. Fab that it works for you. And also, my God, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't exercise. So yeah, obviously this person exercises, but they still experience their PMDD. I don't know what kind of symptoms they get, but again, yeah, I'm not saying it's a cure, just signposting to exercise to see if anyone would like to try that if they don't exercise a lot. I've taken up running in the last 6 weeks as a way to try and help to manage my PMDD and overall physical and mental health and well-being. I can't say it's stopping my PMDD symptoms, but I'm enjoying it immensely and feeling great doing it, so we'll continue. Someone says, I'm just glad that we talk about this stuff. We've got a lovely person here saying, happy it's helping you. My exercise is greatly limited by disabling physical illness, but I walk my dog when I can. So yeah, again, we all come from different situations as well. I do appreciate that. And Jenny says, I definitely find this too. I'm a regular active person and have an active job. The last month I stopped exercising for 10 days as I had a holiday and then rest before a half marathon, and my symptoms were so much worse. I'm back to my normal exercise routine now and feel so much better. After the first workout back, it was like a light switch. And then we have someone here saying it might be worth a shot. No, interesting way to see it. So I think, yeah, I mean, if you haven't considered really upping your exercise, if you can do that, if you're able to do that, I think it's definitely something to consider, because for me it alleviates a lot of the symptoms. But yeah, again, I'm going to monitor this. I'm going to step up my exercise game now that I'm out of the PMDD phase and the low energy phase, and I'm back to my quotation normal self again, and I'm going to monitor this and I'm going to see what I'm like in my next cycle, and then I'll let you know as well what happens. But again, there are so many factors involved in PMDD and we really don't know what it is completely yet, do we? We don't have a solid definition for it. There are theories, but we don't have a solid, this is what it is. So it's really hard to decide whether that is the thing that's helping or not, if you get what I mean. But I just thought I would share that with you today because I think it is very important. And anyway, exercise is great anyway. We all should be doing more because it is just, you know, it helps with a lot of other ailments and it does improve your mental health in general, and promotes longevity and all of that. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go for a jog now. I went for a jog yesterday and I can safely say it was horrible. I really dislike jogging, but I do force myself to do it. But yeah, maybe you can find something that you actually enjoy. Anyway, I've rambled at you long enough. Please leave your comments about exercise in the comments section, and also let me know if you've read this book. I highly recommend it. It's just so good and it's a joy to read and it's not patronizing in the slightest, and it has lots of graphs if you like graphs. So anyway, I will talk to you soon.